It's not possible. I didn't say it would be easy, Neo.
Our next case is Miss Brittany Martin. Miss Martin, if you would please give us your DOC, your full name and DOC number, please.
Brittany Martin, 616639.
Ms. Martin, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow those persons who wish to have input to speak. You have listed five, or there are listed on your list 5 people who wish to speak. We only allow 3 people to speak. So I need you to decide who it is that you want to speak. I'll tell you who's listed as speakers. Miss Etta Laperouse, who is your grandmother, Mr. Cecil Laperouse, who is your grandfather, Mary Paul, who is your daughter's grandmother, Braylon Handy, who is your daughter, and Demetre Moore, who is I'm sorry, I don't have that relationship. So which of the 5 of them would you wish to speak?
Etta Laperouse, Demetre C. Moore, and did you say Dale Eret?
Cecil Laperouse, Mary Paul, or Braylon Handy?
Actually, I have my aunt here sitting here with me that I had thought I listed on there, Dale Eret.
I'm sorry, her name is what?
Dale Eret.
I'll put her down here.
Thank you.
D-A-L-E-Y?
D-A-L-E-L-I-R. D-A-L-E.
And last name is Ray?
Leret.
L-I-R. Okay. And that's your aunt?
Yes, sir.
And she wishes to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I've got the speakers then, okay. Once we have the hearing, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever it is you'd like to say before the board, and then the board will vote. You understand our process?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the matter of Brittany L. Martin, DOC number 616639, date of birth November the 15th of 1991. She's a first-class felony offender. She has the parole eligibility date of May the 24th of 2024. She has a full term date of August the 23rd of 2026. She is currently serving a 15-year sentence on the charges of forcible rape and extortion. Her sentencing date was September the 30th of 2013. Ms. Martin, does that information sound accurate?
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise. She will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions she might have?
Good morning, Ms. Brittany.
Morning.
How's it going?
A little nervous, but I'm happy to be able to speak today.
Good. That describes it well. For the record, how long have you served on this charge?
A little over 12 years.
Okay. And how old are you today?
32 years old.
32. I want to spend a little time on the charge because it's just a little confusing to me. How did a 12-year-old happen to be in your home?
She was friends of my cousin Regine, and
How old was Regine?
She was the same age. She was actually the same age. And I got a phone call one night that they were walking down the side of the road and needed a place to stay. So I had went and picked them up and brought them home to my house.
Okay. So this is the same night that all of this occurred? No,
actually, I think they lived in the home with me and my mother and my daughter for maybe a month. They were going to school from my home. And then within that time, the incident occurred.
Okay. Okay. How old was your child?
She was a couple months old.
Oh, okay. You had an infant.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have an infant child in the home. Now, so was there any contact to their parents, Regine, which is your cousin? You know her. This other girl, not even related to y'all. She's a minor child. Nobody came and asked for her. No.
No, actually, I think we did go to my aunt's house, Regine's mother's house, but she's also, she was a drug addict, and it was just a problem for her to take her.
Okay.
Because I mean, I knew that it wasn't the best situation, me being a drug addict myself, and also my mother. I knew it wasn't a good situation to have, I couldn't raise any kids like that, so I knew it wasn't the best idea, but I didn't really have a choice, I thought, to have them there.
Okay. Well, at least with at y'all house, they had a roof over their head, they had something to eat, you said they were going to school, so they had some security.
Yes.
So you don't happen to know the story of why they happen to be walking down the street by
They
themselves?
weren't. Well, it was late at night, and it wasn't even a family member's home they were at. I don't even know. It was
They
just
got put out
someone ran home.
I mean, I just wondered if they tell you the story of why they come to be walking in the middle of the night.
No,
And they never share
no
the
idea.
No, okay.
No idea.
So you were 32. How old were you when this incident? So 12. It was 12 years ago. So you were 20. You were 20 with the 19.
19.
Okay.
Mhm.
You were 19 with a 6-month-old child, and now you got the responsibility of two 12-year-olds. You and your mom both using drugs. What age did you start using drugs?
I started using drugs when at the age of 14, when my grandmother died, who raised me. It was a traumatic event.
I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss. What did you start using at 14?
Alcohol, marijuana, stuff like that.
So fast forward to 19, what were you using?
Opioids and cocaine.
Where's your child now?
She's with her grandparents.
Is she doing well?
She's doing well. She was actually on Zoom watching.
Good. That's good. Good. That's good. Good. Was her grandparents on her dad's side?
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause her dad was doing drugs as well, right? Did I read that?
Yeah, he was in and out of jail a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I seem like I read that somewhere. Okay. So the thing that fascinated me about it, you helped me understand this. You guys didn't do that with Reagan, your cousin, but you did it with the other little girl. So that speaks to that, that speaks to some loyalty, some sense of family. To me, that's what it speaks to. I might be reading too much into it, but go ahead.
Well, actually, I did not place a phone call. I did not set anything up. I did have loyalty to my mother, where at that time, I had a sense of wanting her love and her affection, and just her approval. I would have kept any secret for her. I would have.
Good. Is your mother passed?
She's in here. She's actually here at this facility.
Okay, she's at this facility. She's there. Okay. Oh, it's the other guy. He's passed, right? You might not know this.
No.
The guy that actually had sex with her, that paid the $100. Yeah, he's deceased. If I'm reading the information they gave you, he is deceased. That's where I got that from in my notes. So tell us what you did do in this crime. I
did not.
Go ahead,
ma'am.
Go ahead.
I did not discourage it. I did not discourage it. I actually encouraged it. I held the secret, and
no, I'm talking
eventually,
about you were charged with rape and extortion. What did you do those crimes?
Well, originally, whenever my mother made the phone call and set it up, I didn't say it was a bad idea. I was like, do it, like whatever. It wasn't not normal in my household for that to go on. So something that would have been totally ridiculous in a normal household, it wasn't in mine. And it should have shooken me, and it should have brought on some sense of uneasiness or this isn't right. And I know I should have stopped it now, but then it wasn't even a thought in my mind. So I did. And then after the crime actually, after they left, I didn't receive any payment, nothing. I didn't, it wasn't my deal. But after that, then I did extort him for money.
So I can ask, you said that was normal in your household. So had you done that for your mom? I hate to ask, but I just really wanted that on the record. So when you said that was normal in your household, that led me to think that.
I have prostituted with men that my mother brought to the house.
So sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. That gives me perspective. That helps all of us to understand what we read in the report. Let's speak to your recovery and your healing now. Tell us what's going on now.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So, obviously, I have a drug problem, and I am addicted to drugs. I am, and I have been in this STAR program for about, I think, 2 years, and I take naltrexone and I attend NA meetings. So that's helped me a lot. And really my motivation to just doing right is all that I've accomplished and all that I have a sense of worth now, I think, that just lets me know that I can do things and my life is worth something. Whereas I didn't feel that then.
Tell us about your education now. How much education did you have?
I've done a lot. I've welding 1, welding 2, horticulture. I have 5 pesticides license, cabinetry installation, IC3 digital certificate, and currently I'm in cosmetology.
Right, you've been in cosmetology since what, August? When did you start off?
Started in May.
May, okay. And you've also completed all phases of the sex offender treatment program.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you've done well. You have done well. Have you taken trauma healing?
I did take it. It's a 5-day class, and I had a trip. You can't miss any. So it's a 5-day trip, and on my last day, I had to go to the hospital for a back procedure. So I actually didn't complete it, but I am on the list to do it again. I think she said January it's going to start again.
January, okay. Let's talk a little bit about your write-ups. You had a contraband 7/15/21. What was that?
It was a dirty urine.
And what was that? What was that?
It was heroin.
Heroin. And because you got 60 days lockdown. When did you get out of lockdown?
Actually, they extended it to 90 days. I did 90 days and I got out in October.
October of this year. October 21. October 21. Okay. October 21. Okay, so speak to that. What was the growth from that?
Definitely a turning point, because I came into prison that way, and I just didn't want to be that person. And I just dove in. It just opened my eyes, and I dove into recover. That's when I started going to the NA meetings. That's when I knew I needed to get on the naltrexone. That's when I knew that I didn't want to leave here with the same thought process, the same addictions, the same problems. I didn't want to leave here the person I came. So I really let that be an eye opener, and I let that be a turning point in my life.
It made you realize you didn't have it like you thought you had it.
Right.
And before that, your write-up was in 1/20/17. I mean, you had really been doing good.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you remember what was the trigger? What happened? That made you use it? You do know that was a decision. So I'm just trying to understand the decision process.
Yes, it was. It definitely was my choice. And I do know that it rippled on to other choices. And and I really don't want to blame it on anything except for my addictive nature. But if I had to say what was going on at the time, I would probably say it was around COVID maybe. But I really don't want to put it on anything except for myself, really, because it's in me. I know it's in me to use.
And the temptation got the best of you. That's what you're saying?
I would think.
But you also know that you're a rational thinking human being. So so that's why I want to know, because once you become aware of that, when that comes around again, and it will come around again.
Yeah. Well, which is when Miss Maya, who was over the STAR program at the time, when that happened and I got out, I literally ran her down every time I seen her, because I just knew that I needed help. And finally one day she was like, come on to class. And I guess she saw my persistence with it, and she knew that I wanted it, I needed it. I was calling out for help, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so she put me in, and it's probably the best class that I've taken here, besides my educational courses.
So what do you do every day now at the prison?
Well, I go to school for cosmetology, and I do a lot of painting, and I do a lot of sewing. Basically it just work, just keep my mind busy and keep focused.
Okay, good. And you do have high needs because of the substance abuse. So tell me, if you're successful today, where would you live and how would you support yourself?
Actually, I would live with my aunt who's here, and she has her place. Her and my sister live together, and they're supportive of me coming home. My grandparents own a business, and they are willing to let me work upon being released or in the process of me putting out applications for jobs, because I really want to do something probably in the welding field. And I just know that with my crime, things aren't going to be easy, but I think that welding is a job that I would be able to secure a spot in.
Well, sounds good. That's all I had. Thank you for answering my questions. Warden, what you want to tell us about this young lady?
Well, she has a lot of classes, and with her crime, she wasn't even taking them to get any type of credits. So she has stayed busy doing those classes and that coursework. Also, she helps out. She does a lot of art projects for us, as well as she's involved in hobbycraft. So she's really creative doing different art projects. She was younger when she first got into prison. And for as young as she has fewer write-ups than you would expect for her being so young. And she has been doing well with her classes, taking the naltrexone. So she's been on a positive path.
Do you have any art projects there that we can look at today? Did you bring anything to show us?
What about the auction there? I sent some stuff. Aren't they doing an auction?
I was curious. Did you bring anything for us to see?
We can try to get a few photos, but she does really well. She's very creative. She does backdrops and banners and any of the little programs that we have, or that offender-led programs. Mm-hmm. She's creative on having those.
Great. That's a good skill. You can definitely make some money off that when you get out. I tell you. All right. Thank you for answering my question, Chairman. That's all I have.
Any questions? Now we'll hear from your grandmother, Miss Etta Laperouse.
Mike's off.
I think you're still on mute, ma'am.
He doesn't know how to do it.
I have it.
There
Now,
you go.
can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. For Brittany, I would just like to say that I think she's done wonderful, and I thank God every day that she's been there, because I think that helped her get through everything she's been through, because she's been through enough that I don't know how anyone survived all she's been through. And I think she's going to do really well if she can get out and work and and think positive on everything. And that's what she does. She really does think positive, and she has her daughter, and we're willing to let her work with us and, lead her with anything she needs to be led with. I mean, just make sure she does the right things. And she's a good person, really good person, just had a bad start at life. And she's doing better, 100% better. So I think she'll be great.
Good. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank
Now
you.
we'll hear from Miss from Demetra Moore.
Lord members. First, I'd like to give honor to God, who is my Lord and Savior. I've had the pleasure of knowing Brittany when she first came. I was like her first roommate. I was a peer minister, and a lot of the issues that Brittany had, I know about them because she confided in me, and I want to say that I planted the seed of her trying to sort out the trauma that was going on, trying to get to the root. I mean, her life was, she grew up in a dysfunctional household.
Mm-hmm.
When I met her, she was on drugs, she was strung out on drugs, but something I said to her and just listening to her made her want to change her life. I recently just got released from prison on March 31st. My sentence was vacated. And I spent 25 years in LCIW. Like I said, I'm a peer minister. So I will be there also to show her, to have that support with her, along with her family. I feel like Brittany is my grandchild because I look at Brittany as my daughter. I have 2 young daughters, and I took her under my wing as my child. And she's not the person, she's not that child that came to prison. She has direction in her life. She didn't have the self-worth. And with the help of her grandparents, with the help of her aunt, they have instilled in her, I helped her try to work on a relationship with her parent that's still rocky, but she was willing to try. And I know it's hard because I have drug addicts in my family. I never was on drugs, but for her to just confide in me and say that she wanted to change, but she didn't have direction. She didn't know where to begin. She didn't know, and I walked with her through that. And I'm willing to walk with her through that now. I'm currently working at WTAA Engineers. I work with WT Winfield here in Baton Rouge, and I also went through the parole project. So the parole project helped me transition. And with the skills and knowledge that they gave me, I will be willing to be her mentor. I will be willing to be there for her and guide her every step of the way through her transition. So I'm asking the board to please, if you can find it in your heart to grant her release today, I will personally see that she gets the mentorship that she needs, because I'm also a trained mentor. I was trained for the as a peer mentor also. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for being here.
Now we hear from Ms. LeRae.
Lorette?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Dale Lorette, and I'm one who helped raise Brittany. I don't know if I can talk, but I'm very proud of Brittany. She didn't just lolly around when she came here. She got up, faced it. She got into classes, and now she's doing well, and I think she can do well for herself.
The peer mentoring. Excuse me.
Ms. Lorette, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yes.
Did you hear her? or-
Did you hear me? No.
Yes,
You-
we did.
Okay. That's a.
We multitask all the time.
Yeah, we're trying to
We
do
multitask all
several
the time.
things here.
Yes, ma'am.
Um,
I heard you say that you were proud of the classes that she's been in since she's been in prison. How she's got busy.
Get bitter. She got up and, got to work and took classes, and she's still in them. And she's got, I think she'll do well. She'll do really well.
I just want you to know we heard you. That's why I was repeating that. We heard you.
Ms. Martin, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yes. Just thank you for this opportunity basically, and also that when I was at home before this prison sentence, I was just existing and I had no drive and no motivation. And I know that if I go into society today or tomorrow, that I wouldn't be existing, that I would be living it. And I think that I'm strong enough now to get through and to stay, to put my irrational thoughts aside and to push through and to do better for myself. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Panel ready to vote?
I have a few more questions before I vote. How much longer do you have in the cosmetology program to complete that?
I should have my hours finished in I think April.
Oh, April. Okay, well, your PED day is 5/24, but you get some good time for that. Which I would.
No good.
Yeah. Okay. So April. So you just finished that in April. So that's great. Is there any way, Warden, you can add? Y'all already got on the waiting list for trauma healing. So could she do that simultaneously with cosmetology and finishing that up?
She should be able to. We'll work with those two departments.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, Brittany. I thank you for your honesty today and your candidness. I know this was hard. I'm looking at your daughter. She's a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
And y'all favor. Y'all really do favor. Not just the color of hair, but y'all favor. Y'all really do. And I hear, you didn't say it out loud, but I hear determination for you to give your daughter a different life from what you had.
Exactly.
I do want you to know that forgiveness is healing. Everything from 14 to 19, all of that. Put it on a plate of forgiveness. That's where your healing is going to come from. So that you won't, what they say that if you don't heal, you'll bleed on folks that didn't cut you. And I don't want you to be bleeding on your daughter because of what happened to you from 14 and 19. That's why I'm saying that. I'm inclined to take a chance on you. My vote is to grant after you complete, but your parole, after you complete the cosmetology program and after you complete trauma healing prior to your release, and that you attend AANA 3 times a week, and that you submit to the mentorship of Ms. Moore. Cooperate with that mentorship. That means that when she calls you, you need to answer.
Absolutely.
Have her chase her down, don't make it hard on her. I'm asking you to submit to her mentor, her peer mentorship for the entire period of parole.
Yes, ma'am.
If that ends, just talk with your parole officer. If she's unable to fulfill it for whatever reason, get with probation and parole and let them know that you don't have a mentor anymore. You got a lot. You have a lot going on. So that is my vote.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ross. Mr. Freeman.
Due to the amount of time that you've served and all the classes you've taken, and the fact that I think you need supervision when you get out. If we let you sit there to your full term date, you would just get out and go register with the sheriff's office, and that'll be it. This way you'll be under supervision. We can make sure you attend the classes you need for sex offender treatment, as well as get anything else you need. So my vote is to grant today.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Ms. Martin, I've listened very closely to your interview today. It seems to me, as oftentimes we're able to see that the Department of Corrections really has programs that help people. And it certainly appears to me that your life is much better now than it was when you first came to prison. And that's not only the Department of Corrections has done that, you've done the hard work to get yourself there. And you should be commended for that. So my vote likewise would be the same. Conditional grant that you need to complete your cosmetology course as well as the trauma healing course. Once you complete those programs, you'll be released to conditions of 3 AA meetings per week, as well as the mentorship of Ms. Demetre Moore. Now, I know Ms. Sheremy is here today. Are you going to the parole project? Is she going with the parole project? Are y'all involved with her at all? Okay.
We're not able.
So your parole has been granted. Good luck to you conditionally upon your completing those 2 programs. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you.